Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Friday the 29th of January. And a good start today for Argo Blockchain, not surprisingly, given a little help from Elon Musk overnight, and also the price action coming in at 60 to 65 pence support, which was previously identified. The view now is that while we're above today's intraday support and the broken resistance line from earlier this month at 75 pence, we should see further gains, perhaps significant gains. There's was neckline resistance there at 90 pence mid-month, so an end-of-day close above that should be enough to get the shares up to the 110 to 120 resistance area for most of this month. Big picture target maybe on a 2 to 3 month view up to £1.80, which is the top of a rising late December trend channel. The other point to note is that we've had a double bounce for the RSI off the neutral 50 level. That was pretty powerful the last time it occurred in early December versus a 15 pence share price. So hopefully that particular setup could work its magic for the bulls over the next few weeks. On to a slightly less dramatic situation and slightly less high profile as well. But here we've got Argos Resources. Here it's looking at the potential breakout of this extended bull flag. Probably it could also describe as a handle on a cup and handle formation as well. So above the initial January resistance of 3.2 pence, looking for significant further upside. Just how high that could climb or could be is suggested by the top of that 2020 price channel. Its resistance line heading towards 9 or 10 pence over the next 2 to 3 months. At this stage, only really back below the rising trend channel, around 2.4 pence, really delaying the upside scenario. SPAC fever continues, and one of the favored ones around the place at the moment is Mustang. It's looked good from the start, really, and we've broken out of this triangle at 17 and a quarter pence. Above that, looking for the top of a rising trend channel that I've drawn from November, pointing to a target as high as 31, 32 pence by the end of next month. So above 17, basically up to 32 pence for Mustang. Another special situation is the next one, which is Marichal Capital. Here we've had a sort of a bull flag consolidation between 3 and 3.8 pence. End of day close through 3.8 pence should be enough to give us a new leg to the upside, not only up towards to retest the recent resistance of 4.44 pence, but also up to potentially new levels. The best call at the moment is probably up towards that resistance line that I've just drawn at the moment, 6 to 6 pence to 6.5 pence by the end of next month, or at least once there is an end of day close through 3.8 pence. Stop loss at the moment, an end of day close back below 3 pence should cover it. Another interesting situation at the moment is Nanoco, where we've had a decent flurry over the last couple of weeks, breaking that initial resistance for 2021 at 11 pence, and then breaking the 200-day moving average at 12.84 pence. The view at this stage is that while we're above the 200-day line, we could head up towards the top of a rising trend channel from late July at 25 pence as soon as the end of next month, and particularly quite quickly once we get an end-of-day close through recent highs at 16.8 pence. So above 16.8, looking towards at least 25 pence, and hopefully it could be as high as 30 pence if depending on exactly where that top price channel top, that resistance line projection is. But as I said, a pretty good looking chart there. Online blockchain, sort of sister company in terms of Argo Blockchain and the whole Bitcoin revolution. Here we've had double bounce off the 50-day moving average at 35 pence. I think I called the shares up from there last time we looked at it. Also that double bounce off RSI 50, so hopefully that is a powerful move that we can get out of this stock. End of day close through the 20-day moving average at 53 could allow online blockchain to retest this month's 100 pence plus peak sometime during the course of February. Stop loss back below 35 and the 50-day moving average. Another SPAC situation is Pineapple, and here we've got the shares bouncing off. Actually, well, there's two things here. They retraced quite rather more than one might have wanted from that peak around 14 pence, but bounced off the 20-day moving average, and have bounced above the initial resistance there of 6.15 pence. At least while we're above the initial January resistance at 6.15, looking for a retest of 14 pence, which is the peak of this month to date. If you're looking for the bigger picture, probably up to 20 pence would be the target, do the trick for the bulls, and that could be as soon as the end of next month. All the while, as long as we hold above the 6 pence area. On to Rockfire, which has unveiled some fantastic fundamentals today, but on the technical side, here we're just breaking higher, breaking through the initial January resistance. In fact, one would have thought the shares would have done rather better than they have, but the initial January peak 1.29 pence, so an end of day or a weekly close above that, and we should get an acceleration to the upside for Rockfire. I've been looking for 3 pence, which is a resistance line projection from December 2019, and at least while we hold above the 1.3 pence area, that is the destination over the next 2 to 3 months. Stop loss on the bull argument at the moment, back below the 200-day moving average at 1.06 pence, but with the 200 and the 50-day moving averages both rising now, we should see the shares start to accelerate. With the next stock, we've got a lot of people talking about the Polish listing of the shares, or alleged Polish listing of the shares, which is apparently trading around 20 pence plus. But over here in the UK, we're rather more conservative, and we've got the shares of Serenes looking to deliver an end-of-day close above 4.2 pence, which would be the trigger for a move towards the top of the rising trend channel from November up to 6 pence by the end of next month. Stop loss at the moment back below the 50-day moving average at 2.94 pence. Great stock, great setup on the next stock is Totally, which has taken a long time to deliver its bullish credentials, but here we've got a breakout here of this bull flag above resistance, otherwise known as a handle, and end of week close above 29 pence today, or indeed next week, should be enough to get the shares on a journey up towards the top of a rising trend channel from May last year, currently promising as high as 55 pence by the end of March. At this stage, only back below the 50-day line, currently at 22 pence, really delaying the upside scenario. Stock which has had a great upside scenario over recent months is Wishbone Gold, and I think we're waiting for the next news here, but rising trend channel on the daily chart since October. That's based at the 50-day line at 13.16, and while we're above the 50-day moving average, looking for at least 20 pence by the end of next month. If you're ambitious regarding the prospects of the stock, then you'd probably be looking towards a 30 pence target, which is an October resistance line projection, a steeper one than the top of the channel from that month. But let's not get carried away at this stage. Above 13, looking for 20 at this stage. Xtract Resources got its placing out of the way, and we're awaiting news on the mining group's drilling next week, apparently. But current situation is that we bounced off former resistance, early January resistance around the 2.4 pence area. We've got the 20-day moving average at 3.94, and while we're above that, looking for a top of December price channel target as high as 12 pence as soon as the end of March. And the only, I suppose, proviso here is that we remain above that broken January resistance line and the 4.3 pence zone in anticipation of that 12 pence target. But at least while we're above the 20-day line at 3.94, this looks like a pretty good bullish situation. That's it from me today. More updates possibly over the weekend.